All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Bread Podcast. It is draft night, Thursday, April 23rd, 2026, and the Buffalo Bills have continuously traded out of position and not picked any players yet. We are recording this while I think San Fran is on the clock right now at pick 30, and the Bills are up next at 31, Dan.
Yep, San Fran's on the clock. We're just waiting for the broadcast to tell us who Casey's pick is at this point. Then it'll be San Fran, and then maybe the Bills, JJ. So we've seen this a couple of times. Most recently and notably the Keon Coleman year. Cade McDonald still on the board here. Casey Concepcion, unfortunately a Bills Mafia favorite, goes to Cleveland with the 24th overall pick.
Yeah.
The Bill and Beane, credit to his Moneyball approach. He has done, I think, a good job of getting value from these trade backs. And I love the fact that we basically have swapped the 91 pick for the 68th overall pick, 69th overall pick.
Right.
Third, right.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a top 10 pick in the third round, which means
fifth overall pick in the third round.
Fifth overall pick, which means that there's going to be some juice to some of the guys here. There's going to be some of those third round wide receivers available here. He's going to have his pick of the litter of the second tier of interior defensive linemen. And JJ, I think he's got enough fourth and fifth round ammo here. Trade up into the second round if they really see somebody they like here. So
yeah,
this gives Beane some flexibility.
That seems like what the objective is right now. Is they probably had their eyes on somebody. Maybe it was Casey Concepcion, and maybe it was a few of these edge rushers that have gone in the first. When they weren't there, they decided to move. I think also seeing a couple of Mekhi Lemon. We mentioned Casey Concepcion, Dylan Thieneman, who I think the Bills were really high on. Safety out of Oregon. I think that he was picked the spot in front of them. So
yeah, that would have been tough though, right? To stick and pick at 26 when you don't have a second round pick.
Yeah,
on a safety where listen, we're all lusting after the person they compare with Cole Bishop, particularly in this Jim Leonard defense. But by the same token, you've got a lot more high priority needs, I think, than picking your safety of the future, especially when there are so many free agent safeties still available that you could literally sign on Monday or Tuesday, right? So that would have been, as much as I love Thieneman, that would have been tough for me. And there's just good safeties that come out of college every year. So yeah, I like the strategy so far. Looks like the Chiefs pick is in, and I can't tell who it is.
It's Peter Woods, DT out of Clemson.
I'm really happy this temptation is off the board for us.
Yeah.
Another penetrating defensive tackle.
Slightly undersized.
Slightly undersized. I'm like, oh, this was in the back of my mind. I'm like, oh, are they dropping back so they can pick yet another penetrating like three tech that no longer fits in this particular scheme?
Let's just have 7 3 techniques.
That's right. Right. Oh my God, it would have been nuts. So good for them. Peter Woods going to the Chiefs. He's going to be an excellent fit next to Chris Jones.
And San Fran, the Jets have actually traded in. Is this where they picked their QB? They took the San Fran spot. The pick is in. Bills on the clock.
All right, the pick is in. Bills on the clock. The Jets trading. So Ty Simpson's gone. You don't need to come up this far to pick Drew Aller or Nussmeier out of LSU. So this is interesting. Who's left on the board?
I think that
Omar Cooper Jr.
No, I think it's Nussmeier.
There's no way it's Nussmeier.
The Jets are gonna Jets, dude.
Dude, there's no way it's Nussmeier in the first round. There's no way they're giving up capital to trade for Nussmeier. We have to get if this is the case, we have to get Jared on this.
We have to get Jared on, straight away,
because all Jets Nation should be crashing out. This has to be Omar Cooper Jr. Right? This has to be.
We'll see.
They went Sadiq. They went Bailey, so they went offense, defense, but they still need a legitimate number 2 wide receiver to play with Wilson. They've already got a field stretcher in A.D. Mitchell. You've got Wilson, who can play all over the formation. Omar Cooper Jr. gives you that outside-inside versatility. He wins with quickness. He wins with intellect. He's got great hands, great route running tree. He is like the perfect slot to fit into the system. And you jump Buffalo to make this trade. if you think
It's
they're
Omar
in the
Cooper
market
Jr.
for Omar Cooper Jr.
Yeah,
Is it?
it is. You called it. You called it
Yeah.
directly on the nose.
Yeah. There's no new smile. Get out of here. You've been off the pod too long.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No, I'm out here just I'm hope casting for terribleness because I don't want them to have better players. I mean, no offense to our sweet beloved Jared, but I really want them to do more things like the Dolphins in this draft.
Dude, how about that? How about them Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm super confused by this new regime and where they're prioritizing players. I don't hate necessarily the individual players they've picked.
Yeah, Caden Proctor
is a guard.
Yeah, he's a guard. Then Chris Johnson's a good CB out of San Jose State. I think he'll be, or San Diego State. Yeah, I think he'll be great.
Yeah, he's excellent. Yeah, I like the Omar Cooper pick, junior pick for Jared.
So what do you think? Do you think there's a chance this is Jacob Rodriguez?
I would be stunned if they're taking a first-round linebacker here.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Shaq Thompson on speed dial. And again, you and I haven't had a chance to talk about this, but we've talked about this on previous pods. If you do not have a D-line that can keep your linebackers clean, it doesn't matter who you have playing back.
Well, and it also doesn't matter that you have Terrell Bernard and Dorian Williams, who both need to be clean.
Exactly. They have to be clean. I mean, I like Dorian Williams' juice and his ability to pop downhill in the run game, but Terrell Bernard, I mean, and it's not his fault. He is a coverage linebacker, and you're asking him to fit 323-pound guards that are climbing to the second level because you've got a bunch of penetrating three techs on the defensive line that can't anchor in the run game. Like, it's not always Bernard's fault. His inability to get free and run defense. So a guy like Caden McDonald immediately takes what
they traded. They're not in the first round anymore. They traded out. They traded with the Titans.
They traded with the Titans.
Yeah, so they're gonna pick 7 5th-rounders now.
But did they I mean, the Titans pick what, 32nd here? I'm sorry, 33rd.
Yeah, the details are not yet in.
If they got the Titans' second round pick, I don't hate this.
I mean, the Titans had the 35th, which is the third pick in the second round. It's not updated on the NFL website yet if that's the pick that they took from the Titans. I'm looking down the list. I don't see the Bills. The Bills are still not listed in the second round, so that's probably the Titans' only pick in the second round is that pick. So yeah. I could see that. I could see maybe the Bills swapping picks. Maybe they swap picks at some later stage to improve and swap a first for a second.
I would if Beane walks away, improving from 91 to 68 and getting pick 35 here and accumulating some latter round day 3 picks that can let you trade up into the back half of the third and snag another guy you want. I think this is actually, given where the Bills were positioned, great. He's rearmed. This is a roster, JJ, that can easily absorb somewhere between 7 and 10 rookies. So now you've got the ammo, especially after giving away a second in the DJ Moore trade. Now you've got the ammo to fill out the roster at a ton of positions in need and start to think about rostering some of these future solutions you need next year when Osiris Torrance is a free agent, for example.
So I don't think the Bills app has updated it either, but right now it lists the draft picks as the next one the Bills have is the 5th in the third round. That can't be right.
That can't be right.
That cannot be right.
No, that can't be right. I'm going to update social media. Let's check the interwebs and see where we're at.
Live Googling, people. Live Googling.
I know. The Bills have traded to 20. Oh, no, that's the Pats pick. Yep. Come on now. I want to know who the Titans are picking here because they are also in the Caden McDonald market.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'm curious about this.
I mean, the draft tracker on the Bills official app still says Titans 3rd pick in the second round.
So, all right. Hopefully,
did they trade for next year capital? Imagine.
I mean, I wouldn't hate that. I mean, depending on how good you think the Titans
first
are.
Next year, yeah.
I mean, I can't. The Titans have traded 31 in the Bills, and they're selecting edge Keldrick Folk. The Bills have traded down 3 straight times in the first round. Yeah, there's no compensation yet, which makes me think the Bills, in fact, did not get the 35th pick in this, and there is future draft capital available.
Because you'd think they'd want to have that. They'd want to put that update out there.
One would think. Waiting for. So, folks, here's where we're at. The Bills have traded 3 straight times in the first round because they're allergic to spending a first-round pick on a nose tackle. That's basically they want it. So it's pretty clear Casey Concepcion was their guy. They probably had some feelers out there for Malachi Lawrence. Like Cassius Howell's still on the board. Clearly not the guy they were going after, at least in the first round. Zion Young, another Bills Mafia favorite, also on the board. Clearly not the guy they were going for here. Keldrick Folk, I think, which is one that a lot of Bills fans fell into.
I think a lot of people liked it.
I think a lot of people liked him a lot, and I think the ceiling on him in particular was seen as high for a lot of these like latter first round, kind of second round type of graded guys. And I didn't necessarily love him for what the Bills needed, but I loved him, the individual, as a player. I thought he'd be great, but I mean, the Bills literally just traded the pick that was used to take him.
They do have round 2, pick 3. That's the one. That's one of the ones. So
I feel better about my life now.
They have oh my gosh. So they have round 2, pick 3, but they actually traded the 3rd round pick to get it, I think.
So I'm sorry. Hang on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because right now what I'm seeing is they have round 2, pick 3. Round 3, pick 2. Okay, that's different. Round 4, pick 1. Round 5, pick 25. Round 5, pick 27. And round 5, pick 20. That's listed twice, 27. 6, pick 1.
Yep, here it is. And for the third, yep. So Elena Getzenberg just put this out on Threads. Pick 35, pick 66. So they have gone from 91 in the 3rd round to 68 to 66.
Okay.
So they now have a 2nd round pick, a high value 3rd round pick, pick 101, which I think puts them in what the
that's the first pick in the 4th round.
First pick in the 4th round.
Yep.
125, 126 back to back, 167, 168.
Yeah. So they have consolidated
220.
Yeah, they have consolidated their draft to be, everything between 35 and 150, basically. They're going to get 5 players between the 35th and the 130th pick, which is solid. Like, that's what everyone who knows this draft talked about, that being the sweet spot of starters. This draft is a starter draft. It's not a superstar draft.
Exactly. And the drop off here for anybody who is mad that they stayed up and they're for the second time in what, 3 seasons, not going to see the Bills make a first round pick because there was the Keon Coleman year, then last year they picked Mad Max, and then this year they're not making a first round pick. So for the second time in 3 years, Bills Mafia, we have been duped for staying up way past our old man bedtime to see what Big Baller Beane was going to do. That being said, this is a draft, to your point, JJ, where you can get starters, and there is not a big drop-off between pick 26 and, I would argue, pick 85, especially at the positions of need that the Bills are allegedly targeting. This is great value. They also now have some juice to add a 2nd, 3rd round pick, bolster the 4th round picks if they want to, where Beane really makes some hay. I mean, they've now have flexibility. They also now have some premium positioning to really run the board on day 2 if they want to. Overall, my initial reaction to this, JJ, is I am happy because there are still guys on the board at wide receiver, at interior defensive line, and at edge that I think are going to be gettable for the Bills now in this new range of day 2 picks that they have.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that, to your point, I think what we will probably see is more maneuvering. I think it's not as likely that, maybe we see multiple picks in the 2nd round. I think it's more likely we see the 2nd round pick at 3rd overall or 3rd overall in the round, and then we see maybe multiple picks in the 3rd because they have 3 4s.
Yep.
Yeah, and they consolidate this draft down to a second and a few 3rd rounders, maybe 1 4th rounder, a couple of 5ths.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking some of these fourths and fifths are going to use to trade back up and get another third round pick. So it could be at the end of the day, like we always talk about on this pod, top 100 picks matter. Day two picks matter. That's where you build a lot of the core of your roster. They've got two right now, three with pick 101 at the top of the fourth round. Could easily end this with three top 100 picks and three day two picks if they maneuver correctly. So, JJ, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
There's still guys on the board.
Yep.
You've got, well, so far, who's on the clock right now? You got the Seahawks on the clock. They're in the DB market, and Avian Terrell is sitting there, and their pick is in right now. So I don't know that they're in the TJ Parker market necessarily. R. Mason Thomas still on the board at edge. Caden McDonald there. Kristen Miller there. Caleb Banks.
He's gone.
That was the shocker to me that the Vikings ended up snagging him, right, as early as they did. You've got Dominique Orange. I mean, there's options.
Big citrus. Here. Yeah.
Gotta love some big citrus.
Yeah.
Jacob Rodriguez still on the board. CJ Allen still on the board if you are looking for that linebacker position. And then, JJ, CB3. We have talked about it at length. CB3.
I'm just saying.
I think the Seahawks are going to take Jermod McCoy.
ACL damned. Yeah,
ACL be damned. I think that's what
bold.
Go for.
So
D'Angelo Pons is still on there too. Oh, inject that dude into my veins. All 5'9" of him. Jesus Christ.
I just need Jay Sean Barham, and then I'm okay. Like with a third, your second pick in the third round. I don't care if that's too rich. Let's go to the Michigan stud.
All right, JJ, real quick, because we are old and we want to sleep and we want to get out of here.
My goodness.
Picked anybody. We're to summarize, we're both good with this. We like how Beane's positions, right?
Yeah.
Who give me real quick your top 3-4 guys who you want to see off the board in day two tomorrow for the Bills?
I mean, okay, so I mentioned Jay Sean Barham. Third round probably is his range, maybe end of the second if you're willing to be very rich for him. I'm fully in your boat now. Casey Concepcion is gone. Give me Caden McDonald right at the top of the second round. That is the player. Yeah, that is the player that does the thing you need him to do. If he's picked first or second, that'll be absolutely heartbreaking. But I'm okay.
Seahawks picked Jadarian Price from Notre Dame. So now you've got you've got Avion Terrell on the board, D'Angelo Pons on the board, Jermod McCoy, there must be something about his injury history that's scaring teams off of him. Mm-hmm. This becomes interesting. Okay, you keep going, then I have a question.
No, I'm just saying that I think that it's for me it's McDonald at the top of the second round if he's available. If he's not available, it's too early for Big Citrus. Maybe it's another trade back. Maybe it's Jacob Rodriguez in the second, or it's early. But I mean, I think they have a glaring need at linebacker though. If they feel really good about a linebacker, I wouldn't be upset if they pick him high in the second.
JJ, all right, I got two questions for you. We haven't had a chance to do this as our duo in a while, so two questions for you. Given the quality and the caliber of cornerback that is on the board here, I don't think the Bills go pick 35 for CB, but it is tempting. I'm going to read you some names. Jermod McCoy, who his 2024 film is it's incredible. The problem is the ACL, and that's obviously scared teams off. Avion Terrell, a little bit undersized, but he's quick. He's got a great skill set and mirrors well. Colton Hood, who reeks of Buffalo Bill with the way he plays, right? I mean, this dude is just scrappy. He's a better than rated athlete, and he's just going to play above his weight class every time. And then D'Angelo Pons, Indiana, dude I love and a lot of Bills Mafia love. Is there a world where instead of linebacker, defensive tackle, wide receiver, defensive tackle, is there a world where maybe one of these top 100 picks is now going to CB3, given the caliber of who's on the board?
I mean, yes, possibly. And I think that it would, for me, it would be more indicative of the coaching staff's discomfort with Max Hairston than anything else. Yeah. Or their general concern of Max Hairston, his injuries and injuries on the other side, right?
And Benford's injuries.
Yeah, with Benford. So
Yeah, let me give you some edges real quick because I want to get your take. So we got T.J. Parker on the board, Zion Young, Cassius Howell, R. Mason Thomas still on the board. Anybody here in the top 100 you want to take a flyer on?
Not that high in the second. I maybe R. Mason Thomas in the bottom of the second if he's still around. He's pretty tenacious. He plays kind of, his motor's super hot. He just seems so rough and raw when it comes to, he doesn't have a pass rush plan, and his moves are kind of, juvenile.
We drafted one of those guys last year already. I got to tell you, TJ Parker to me has the highest ceiling on this group. I feel like he's a good fit for this new scheme. This may be an unpopular opinion. I may be on Take Island with this one all by myself. I think Zion Young is Greg Rousseau light. Like he's a very good edge setter in the run game. Offers next to nothing as far as explosiveness in the pass rush game, just based on some of the games I've watched from him.
How about Denzel Boston? I'm switching to wide receiver at this point. Yeah.
This is the wide receiver. I think now has to be firmly in play. This is going to scare a lot of Bills Mafia because the comp to him has been Keon Coleman, right? He's a big-bodied wide receiver. Here are the differences between Keon and Denzel. Denzel doesn't drop the ball, and I know that's how Keon was advertised, and that has not been the case in the NFL, but Denzel is an actual ball winner. He is a true X. The long speed isn't necessarily there, but his route running savvy on the outside, he just knows how to use the boundary to his advantage. And you can't fault Keon necessarily for how he's come out the past 2 seasons for that, because this is an area of growth we knew when we drafted him that he needed to develop in. And for whatever reason, and I know we're in off-season mode, we're being positive. For whatever reason, JJ, that development didn't happen. Blame the player, blame the coaches, blame whoever you want. Denzel Boston does not come in with those deficiencies. Is he the true separation guy? No. And for this reason, I'd be hesitant to pick him because it is so obvious, JJ, that the Bills just need a field-stretching wide receiver, just someone who can run fast. So give me Chris Brazzell out of Tennessee.
Okay, yeah.
Listen, I know Tennessee, they don't run real routes, but you know what we need? Hey, run straight and let Josh hit you.
Go fast.
Right,
yep.
Go fast. That direction. Just run north to south for us and let Josh hit you. Just let anybody be there to just take the lid off of the defense and provide a little bit of breathing room for Shakir to work underneath, DJ Moore to walk across the middle and the intermediary and deeper parts of the field. Just anybody that can allow for some of that condensing that happens over the top of this Buffalo Bills defense to be relieved a little bit. So I'm looking at, if we're going wide receiver, JJ, it's got to be a burner. We can no longer compromise on the speed factor, especially based on the build of this room.
I'm with it. And finally, any safety that you would want to see in the top of the second round?
Not in the top of the second round, but keeping an eye on Genesis Smith out of Arizona, right? That's his name, right? I got that right. Yes. And then Bud Clark. Man.
Bud Clark, a fourth, fifth, in that range. Yeah.
Yep. And then, we know Beane loves his Senior Bowl guys, and Bud Clark hit a great Senior Bowl.
Yep.
So
nice.
There is a lot to like about who's on that safety list is from a developmental prospect.
Yeah, in the middle range.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I think the pick has got to be Caden McDonald if he is there. In the top of the second. And then whatever happens in the third, I'd love to see go wide receiver. And then let's fill in the rest of it. JJ, any final thoughts here? We've all talked about the need for linebacker, the need for wide receiver, the need for all the stuff. Would you be shocked if there was a position the Bills didn't address with a premium pick on day 2?
Yeah. Defensive interior or a linebacker. I just, the cupboard is so bare at linebacker. I know that there's vets on speed dial. I know there's vets available, but they just have so many holes in this defense up that straight up the middle. They have to start investing. And that also goes, not safety, not as much, because I know this is kind of a deep safety class in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round for developmentals, and they have their starters right now. So I think that they may wait on that if there's not somebody who's they consider a premium talent. But yeah, if it's not a defensive interior or a linebacker in the first 3 picks of their draft class, I'm confused.
I would be a little bit confused too. I
Mm-hmm.
would question if Beane understands the style of defense they're running, and
Yeah.
I don't even mean that to sound like a dick, right? Like I would really question: does he understand what they need?
Does he know the priorities? Does he have the right grocery list? Yeah.
Exactly. And are him and the coaching staff on the same page, right? And like this is another layer to this thing. Every pick, every decision, like it's all Beane at this point. There's no more, they have done a really interesting job this offseason of kind of walking that line between we owe Sean a lot, but also Sean had a lot of influence into the team that you see before you.
Yep.
That is gone.
That's
right?
gone. It's whatever roster you put together, you have to account for.
Exactly. Beane is fully accountable, allegedly for the first time in his time being the GM for the Buffalo Bills. So what happens tomorrow is going to be very interesting.
It absolutely will. I have to share this for two reasons. One, I'm wearing a shirt given to me by my dear friend George, who also just summarized this draft strategy the best way possible. He said it's 4D chess. You cannot blow a first-round pick on a bust if you don't make one.
There it is. There it is. You never miss the shots you don't take.
That's right.
There it is.
That's right. That's right.
Pretty sure that's not what Wayne Gretzky meant, but
No. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, listen, JJ, good to catch up with you on this. We're going to do this again, folks, not tomorrow, but the end of the draft to kind of wrap things up. But hit us up on all of our socials. We'll be posting regular updates. We are Buffalo Bread Pod, wherever you find your socials. And this has been the Buffalo Bread Pod on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Thank you for joining us. And as always, go Bills.
Go Bills.